taking on the Chicago Bears.
The fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round. We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jaden Blue, 72 yards. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point.
And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Defense gets up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he fights forward for a minus 2-yard gain, second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, Williams. And he will go down. The Cowboys sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here comes Pettis on the return. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards.
And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Cowboy 80. 19 tight. 19 tight.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
10 for 11. 10 for 11. 60 Dodgers. 60 Dodgers.
From the gun on 3rd down. Holiday. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. His offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
84 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
When you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This is caught by McMillan. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 4 catches for him in the wild card win a week ago, and he's got his first here, and it's a 1st down.
Let's go. Rig alert. Rig alert. 70 Timberwolves. Hurt. Ready, ready?
They go draw here. Blue. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
Come on. Hit. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
They go again with Blue. Muscles him off. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not let loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to go down back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now 3rd down and very long.
79 Broncos. Ready. Panther 60. Panther 60. Buffalo 18.
Back to throw. Holiday. That is caught. McMillan with it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. 27 yards.
And the Cowboys have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Throwing is Williams. That's complete. Rome Odunze. Down the left sideline.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Rome Odunze. 58 yards. And the Bears are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Now another shot here at the PAT. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Cowboys 14, Bears 7. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
They're on 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Holiday. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I thought at first he tried to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Pressure, and he's taken down. Bears sack.
3rd and 20.
Seven Pirates. 19 Lions.
Looking to throw. Holiday. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
To throw, it's Williams. Open man down the field. That's Burden. That's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
From the gun, here's Williams. To the left side, he's got his tight end, Loveland. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
To the air, Williams. Over the middle is going to find Burden. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
On play action, here's Williams. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Off the play fake, it's Williams. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Come on, Ring, 77 Mustang 19.
They go with Blue between the tackles. And a short gain there, so he'll get it up only to about the 24. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's 3rd and 6. This is Fant on the short completion. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Bears first down.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Now they'll tuck this and run. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd down and 6 now.
At the 43-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. Pass complete to Odunze. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
Play action. Now Williams. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, they have really gotten after him in this first half. He's been on the run throughout. And you can imagine he just might have some words for his linemen come halftime.
Vegas!
To throw, Williams. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal. A 41-yard.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will do it for this first half.
14.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I established the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air. And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
To the left side, into the hands of Odunze. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. The false start backs him up 5. First and 15. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. Williams going to look to throw again. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 7.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Williams from the gun on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 23. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
Second and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. He's got this complete to Burden. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Here's Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. DeAndre Swift, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bears have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball's at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they want it now and force the penalty to the 1, but if they wanted to kick it, right, don't they just move it up?
Just move it up to the 10.
Right, move it up to the 10 if they still wanted to kick it.
14.
after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out of offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
60, 79 Broncos, 60 Bobcats, 50 Bobcats, 18 Rattlers, 18 Rattlers.
Back to throw. Holiday.
This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, a big D-line. They almost had it. But third down coming up.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Tag. Viking, 18.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well. So give some credit to the defense.
70 Rangers. Let's go now.
They'll try and throw for it here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Nowhere to turn here. He's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Working out of the gun, Williams. He'll get this into the hands of Odunze. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He's going to pick up the first down and then some.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Luther Burden, 27 yards. And the Bears will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled running it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Back to throw now on first down. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down in the yard.
Let's go.
Here's a give, left side, Blue with it. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Looking to throw. Holiday. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Aubrey good with the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Throwing is Williams. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 61 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
To throw, it's Williams. Pass caught by Burden.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
Now they'll change things up.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Now a 2nd and 2.
What is up?
Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover.
Mustang 19. Dragon 60. Trap 60. Trap 60. Warrior 70.
Following the fumble recovery, Holiday will swing this out to Blue. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. On 1st down, it's Blue. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
19 tight. 19 tight. Buffalo 18. Panther 11. Panther 11. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Back to throw.
Holiday. And that's going to be caught downfield by Fant.
And all the way down to the 36-yard line.
41 yards on the play. That's good for a Cowboys 1st down. A 41-yard gain. 1st down, Cowboys.
Somebody gotta go out. Somebody gotta go out.
Cougar 19. They back. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Now a shotgun handoff, Blue. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Come on, come on. Hit. 60 Eagles, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready?
They'll look to throw. Gets it underneath to Blue. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively, they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Out of the gun, they run with Blue. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Here we go. Start. Ready?
He's back to throw. Try to set up a screen for Blue. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Charles, what a big drive late in the 4th quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the 4th quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll audible to something else. Back to throw. A pass complete to Odunze. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
He'll look to throw. That's pulled in by Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Back to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing again here, Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On play action, here's Williams.
Going to throw right side here, complete.
And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Looking to throw is Williams.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
With no timeouts left, that's a dangerous proposition working the middle of the field. Fortunately for them, that one fell incomplete.
Playoff lives at stake. Boy, this is a big one. 3rd down. To the air, Williams.
And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go, here we go. Look at my team.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So they're